Hello everyone, this is Artgeir here in Mongolia, and we want to talk about the best things in Mongolian culture, history, people, and everything in between. And here's our top 10 tourist destinations here in Mongolia. Number 10. Ulaanbaatar. The big capital UB is more than a city. It is a fusion of modern society and Mongolian tradition in the strictest sense. Though travelers do not usually come to Mongolia to experience its urban culture, they typically experience both that and a strong nomadic influence here because the main place to fly in is UB. Glimpses of the country's ancient and recent history can be viewed through the day trips to the remnant monasteries, to the Soviet-style apartments and buildings, a quick jump to the modern glassy skyscrapers, and then a kick back to the Ger districts along with sites like the Bogd Khan's Palace, the National Museum, the Natural History Museum, the Government House, and Zaisan Hill, just to name a few. There's also a place known as the Narantul Market, which is a covered market with stalls selling traditional Mongolian lifestyle needs and kind of everything else you really want to look for. Ulaanbaatar is a city that is like no other city. Number 9. Hustai National Park. Home to the wild horses, also known as the Przewalski horse, or the Mongolian Taki, can be spotted easily. This park has a lot of flowers and animals. The Hustai National Park is named for the birch trees that grow in the vicinity, which is the perfect place to get a glimpse of the steppes ecosystem. The Mongolian government declared Hustai National Park as a specially protected area in 1993. Now, the fauna of this area includes the red deer, the white-tailed gazelles, and the roe deer. There are quite a few historical monuments here, such as the Ongots Man monuments, the temple ruins, and Hunu's rectangular tombs. The park is about 100 kilometers from the capital city of Ulaanbaatar to the west. Number 8. Terelj National Park. Terelj National Park is located 70 kilometers away from Ulaanbaatar. Terelj National Park is one of the most visited national parks in Mongolia, with its natural beauty, forested alpine mountains, and interesting rock formations. Some highlights: the Turtle Rock, the meditation temple Aryabal, and local nomadic families. During the summer, there are great opportunities for hiking, horseback riding, rock climbing, flower viewing, and bird watching. The park has many rock formations for rock climbers and includes two famous formations named for the things they resemble: Turtle Rock and the Old Man Reading a Book, or Praying Lama Rock. This is one of the most interesting Mongolian tourist destinations indeed. Number 7. Sunjin Bulldog. Now, the Genghis Khan statue complex is currently the biggest equestrian statue in the world. It is connected to Ulaanbaatar by a paved road about 55 kilometers away. Now, over there's a recreational area, restaurants, and souvenir shops that occupy the base of the structure. From here, visitors use an elevator or walk to the head of the horse, through the chest and the back neck of the horse, where they have an awesome panoramic view over the complex area. The statue is made by 250 tonnage of steel, and the main area is surrounded by the Ger camp, designed and arranged like the pattern of the horse seal that was used in the 13th century by the Mongol tribes of that time. There are also attractive museums that feature the military equipment of the ancient Hunu people and the Great Mongolian State. Number 6. Altai Mountains. Although the far western part of Mongolia is the most beautiful, it is the least traveled destination. The Altai Mountains' 5 sacred peaks are also the highest ones in Mongolia. Golden eagle hunters, Mongolia's second largest ethnic groups, Kazakhs, reside in the Bayanolgi province and are the focus of their golden eagles of the Kazakhs' journey. It is home to the world's rarest wild species, numerous ethnic groups, and snow-capped majestic mountains. Kazakh people, famous for the hospitality and generosity, take pleasure in poetry and music. In the shadow of the Bogd is a glacier spanning several lakes and has a stunning waterfall. This location is also home to many archaeological sites, collectively forming the UNESCO World Heritage Site and the petroglyph complexes of the Altai. But hey, now that the eagle huntress is from there might be a couple more tourists heading out there, right? Number 5. Khorgo-Terkhiin Tsagaan Nuur is located in the Orkhon province, which is known as the Switzerland of Mongolia. Okay, I'm about to throw out some technical terms. This national park hosts extinct volcanic craters, numerous karst formations or landscape with limestone underneath which has been eroded and produces ridges, towers, fissures, sinkholes, and other characteristics, with speleothem formations or, stalactite or stalagmite, along with a magnificent lake. The Terkhiin Tsagaan Lake can be found at an altitude of 2,060 meters. The unique geology of the Khorgo volcano to the east makes this a very memorable location. Now, the lake has a volcanic island at its center where exotic birds flock to. Number 4. Karakorum Erdenzu. Karakorum was the capital of the Great Mongolian Empire in the 13th century. It is located on the right bank of the Orkhon River, 400 kilometers southwest of Ulaanbaatar. Karakorum was a bustling city with high civilization built by the best artists and masters of antiquity during its time, but it was destroyed in fierce battles through plenty of wars. Now, the first Buddhist monastery called Erdenzu was built on the ruins of Karakorum in 1586 at the initiative of Altai Khan, the most influential prince of that time in Mongolia. The monastery occupies an area surrounded by a stone wall with 108 stupas lining it. The Erdenzu Monastery preserves marvelous works of Mongolian artists, painters, cutters, sculptors, embroiderers, and craftsmen of the 17th to the 19th centuries. During its heyday, there were about 62 temples and 1,500 monks. Number 3. Orkhon Valley. The seat of many ancient states established on the territory of Mongolia, the Orkhon Valley complex was recognized by the UNESCO World Heritage as a cultural landscape in 2004. Old Turkish Orkhon inscriptions from the 8th century can be found in the Uyghur capital of Harbalgas of the 8th to 9th century here in Orkhon Valley. There is also the Tufun Monastery established by the great Mongolian sculptor and politician Ulaanbaatar in 1648. Now, if nature is more your thing, then the 8 lakes, Naiman, Nuur, and Orkhon waterfall should make a spellbinding spectacle. Number 2. Khuvsgul Lake. Known as the dark blue pearl of Mongolia, this lake is surrounded by majestic mountains covered with thick pine and large forests where the unique wildlife of the region flourishes. Almost 100 rivers and streams culminate in these waters that were first formed almost 3 million years ago due to tectonic actions. Thanks, nature. Khuvsgul Lake is known as the second clearest water lake in the world after the Baikal Lake in Russia. The lake is 136 kilometers long, 36 kilometers wide, and 262 meters deep. Wow! There you can see the Satan people who live in the mountain forests close to the lake. Now, for thousands of years, the Satan people have lived in the remote, deep forests of northern Mongolia. Also, they breed reindeers. Reindeers! Number 1. The Gobi Desert. One of the most unusual desert landscapes in the world, the Gobi Desert has the spectacular singing dunes, the Hongarin Elves. Gravel plains and rocky outcrops cover much of this area, which is the home of the last 2-hump camels in the world, and the Gobi bears, the only bears that you can find in a desert landscape. There is also the Eagle Valley, a protected site which narrows into a gorge. Bayanzag is another must-see place, especially for those keen on history. This was an ancient seafloor and the site of several remarkable paleontological finds. And the first ever full dinosaur skeleton was found in Hermintaf, which is a canyon with an oasis. Alright, so that was our top 10 tourist destinations here in Mongolia. Think something else should be in here than one of the others? Let us know in the comments below. Also, remember to subscribe and hey, peace out for now.